to Scott Speaking Sports, ladies and gentlemen. I'm back with my dad today. We're here to do our NFL and Premier League predictions, so let's get into those right now. First game out, Rams and Packers on Saturday. I'm going to take the Packers at home. I think it's going to be too much offense for Green Bay this week. Even though I think the Rams defense will keep it close throughout the game, I think Aaron Rodgers will find a way to make one big play down the stretch here and get a win. So I'm going to take the Packers at home over the Rams.
The Rams are just too limited offensively with Jared Goff's hand. He was kind of trending downward anyway before that. You've got the best quarterback in the NFC playing in this game in Aaron Rodgers, who's really hot. The Rams' strength is their pass rush, and I think there's no one better to get out of the hands quickly than Aaron Rodgers. So give me the Packers in this game.
Next up, Ravens and Bills should be a good game here. I'm going to take the Bills. I think Josh Allen is going to play well. I think get the ball to Stephon Diggs. Get the ball to Gabe Davis, who I said on draft day back on Saturday, that this man was going to be an absolute steal in the draft going to the fourth round.
Night!
So I will take the Bills at home against the Ravens.
It's the toughest game of the weekend for me to pick. I'm going the other way with the Ravens. Typically, there's a team that comes in as a low seed who's the hot team. This year, it's the Ravens. And a lot of times that team goes on to win the Super Bowl. So I think the Ravens are going to get the win on the road against the Bills, even though I think the Bills are a heck of a team. Give me a close one with the Ravens.
Next up, Browns and Chiefs. A lot of people on Twitter and on YouTube I've seen this week say this would be the perfect way to end 2020. We'll see the Browns and the Bucs in the Super Bowl. That would be probably the funniest way to end the year. But I don't think Baker Mayfield's going to do enough this week. I'm going to take Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs to get a home win here against the Browns.
I think the Browns benefited from a ton of Steelers turnovers. I really don't think they're that good of a team. The Chiefs, I think now that we're in the playoffs, will switch it to another gear. I think the Chiefs are going to win this by at least 10.
Next up, Bucs and Saints.
Bucks!
Should be a great game here. Probably the last game for a quarterback here, in my opinion, because I do not believe Drew Brees has one more game in him. I will take Tom Brady and the Bucs to find a way late in the game. Ryan Succop with the field goal with a minute to go to secure a 34-31 win over the Saints and get us into Green Bay next week with a chance to win in the NFC. So give me the Bucs on the road against the Saints.
Bucks!
My heart wants to pick the Bucs, but my head wants to pick the Saints. I'm going to pick the Saints in this one. I hate to do it, but they dominated us the first two games we played against them. I just think it's a bad matchup for us. Our offensive line has been absolutely dominated by their defensive line. I think Brady could have a great game if he's upright, but I think unfortunately he'll be on his back most of the game. Give me the Saints, unfortunately.
Next up into the Premier League predictions for the weekend. Wolves and West Brom first game out. Give me Wolves. I think Wolves have had a much better year than West Brom have. West Brom right now are currently in the relegation zone, so I'm going to go with Wolves get a win over West Brom.
I think that's the very reason West Brom's going to win. They're in the relegation zone. They've got a lot of pressure on them to try to get a win. I think they're going to get out of that rut and get a win against the Wolves.
Next up, West Ham and Burnley should be a good game here. I'm going to go with West Ham. I think West Ham's been much better this year than Burnley have. So I'm going to go with West Ham to get a win over Burnley.
I agree. I think Burnley's not one of the top echelon teams. West Ham's had a great season. I'm going to go with West Ham.
Next up, Leeds United and Brighton should be a good game here. Too much offense for Leeds here. I'm going to go with Leeds to get a win here. I think that front three of Leeds is going to be too much to worry about this week. So I'm going to go with Leeds to get a win over Brighton.
I'm going the other way. I think Brighton's defense is going to shut down the top three of Leeds. They're going to play a suffocating zone defense on the back end and just shut down Leeds. So give me Brighton.
Next up, Fulham and Chelsea are next. A lot of people at Chelsea are wanting Frank Lampard fired after how bad it's been for him over there at Stamford Bridge over the last 2 years. But I'm going to go with Chelsea to get a win here over Fulham. I think Chelsea has too many good players here on the outside to worry about here. So I'm going to go with Chelsea at home over Fulham.
I agree with Scott here. I think Chelsea's playing for their coach. They're playing for pride. They're playing for that name on the back of their jersey. Chelsea gets the win.
Next up, Leicester City in Southampton. I'm going to go with Leicester. Leicester City's been playing very well. this season. Another very good season for Leicester City. I'm gonna go with Leicester City to get a win here over Southampton.
I'm also going to pick Leicester City in honor of Uncle Lester. Leicester City is the more superior team, and I just like the name.
Next up, Sheffield United and Tottenham. Tottenham has not been playing as well as they have at the start of the season. They've kind of got fallen off a little bit, but I think Tottenham gets back on track here. I'm going to take Tottenham to get a win here over Sheffield United.
For the very reason Scott mentioned, I'm going to take Sheffield United. I think Tottenham is actually trending downwards. They're struggling at this point in the season. Sheffield United gets the win. Mark it down.
Next up, Man City and Crystal Palace should be a good game here. Man City should win this game, and I think they will. I think KDB will do enough. I'm going to go with Man City to get a win over Palace.
I like the name Crystal Palace. I like the fact that their team was named after a restaurant at Magic Kingdom. With that said, I think Man City's just a better organization and a better team, so give me Man City.
Next up, Arsenal and Newcastle, two teams right in the middle of the Premier League standings right now. But for one of my coaches in Special Olympics, Judd Hendrick, I would go with Arsenal to get a win here. I think Arsenal will do just enough this week to get a win over Newcastle.
I'm not picking Arsenal only because I like Newcastle burgers. I think if you ever had them, they're delicious loose meat hamburgers. Newcastle is what I'm going with over Arsenal.
I think that's White Castle.
Oh, you know what? Then I'll change it. Then I'm going to take Arsenal.
Yeah.
Arsenal's actually the better team. Scott was right. Terrible pick. Arsenal. Mark it down.
Next up, in probably the biggest game of the weekend, this game's not even televised on TV this week. It's stuck on the Peacock channel this week. It'll be Liverpool and Man United, one first versus second. I will go with, unfortunately, I'm going to go with Man United here. I think I have not been impressed with Liverpool's form over the past couple of weeks. So I'm going to go with United to get a win here over Liverpool. I think this is Man United's here to get the Premier League trophy back to Old Trafford. So I'm going to go with United to get a win over Liverpool.
I disagree 100%. I think this is the point where they're going to look back on the season and say, this is when we turned it around. Liverpool started playing their best soccer. Give me Liverpool in this game. And
that will do it for this episode of Scott's Weekly Sports. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll be back next week with my NFC and AFC championship game predictions.
Go Bucks!
And maybe some NBA predictions. So I'll see you guys right back here next week on Scott's Weekly Sports. See you later, guys.
See you guys.